Roma si transforma. Read large, colorful signs in the streets of the ancient city. Churches are being renovated and parks redesigned to accommodate the new rituals of the times. But the eternal city, multifaceted, flamboyant, cinematic, continues to work its legendary magic. Rome is best experienced on a Vespa. At full speed, Rome is to be savored at every hour of the day, starting with a morning cappuccino and cornetto. Rome is to be shared like a joyful feast. In my life, I've been in Rome 25 times. I would like to say about Piazza Vittorio today. In Rome, Piazza Vittorio is never completely silent. From early morning, the square comes alive. Parents in a hurry, children crossing the gardens with their school bags under the palm trees, plane trees and magnolias, students sitting at tables under the porticos, and amazed travelers emerging from Termini station. Here you don't visit Rome, you live it or pass through, sometimes for a long time. Romans simply say Piazza Vittorio to refer to Piazza Vittorio Emanuele II, a vast rectangle built in 1882 when Rome became the capital of the young Kingdom of Italy, to welcome civil servants newly arrived from Turin and Florence without disorienting them too much. Architect Gaetano Koch designed a typically Piedmontese structure, regular porticos, continuous arcades, and measured monumentality. A majestic square, now somewhat decadent in its elegance. It is experiencing a noticeable resurgence of energy. I was walking at an occasion in Piazza Vittorio. Beautiful. Backing onto Termini Central Station, the Esquilino district has become one of the most cosmopolitan areas of Rome. Chinese, Indian, Pakistani, African, and Roman people live together naturally and actively. At the Di Donato School, often cited as a model of integration, languages mix in the playground. A little further on, the self-managed Spin Time building is home to nearly 400 people of 27 nationalities, a symbol of social and political openness that is rare in the capital. In 2024, the Accademia Costume and Moda, the capital's leading fashion school, chose to open its new campus under the arcades of the square. By showcasing its sewing workshops and opening its fashion library to all, it immediately created a fruitful dialogue with its environment. At dusk, Piazza Vittorio changes its appearance once again. People sing at Nana and Chulos, bandstands celebrate Chinese New Year, attend literary events, or in summer watch outdoor movie screenings. The neighborhood has transformed without falling into brutal gentrification, sums up Luisa, a long-time resident. Writers, actors, artists, and photographers find it a freer, less codified environment than in other Roman neighborhoods. You might bump into Jasmine Trinca walking her dog, or Willem Dafoe, who has a pied-à-terre here. Today, Esquilino is a mix of old bars and new venues, ancient ruins and contemporary galleries, wealth, cuisine, and local institutions. From the fragrant stalls of Indian markets to the legendary Chinese restaurant, Sonia and the Regoli pastry shop, the undisputed temple of the perfect maritozzo, Piazza Vittorio tells the story of a vibrant, deeply Roman global city. At first, Livia Lazzari destiny seemed to lie elsewhere: diplomacy, finance, and a solid and rational career path. But the 6-year-old girl who made pearl necklaces never disappeared. Childhood play was actually a necessity, she sums up poetically. After graduating from an international high school, Livia enrolled at the European Institute of Design in Rome to train in jewelry design, while patiently honing her skills as a self-taught artist. After several internships and a stint working for a renowned goldsmith in northern Italy, the decision was clear. She returned to Rome both for a sense of stability and a desire for independence. In 2012, at just 24 years old, she founded her brand Woody Jewels. Her inspiration comes primarily from travel. India, Mexico, Morocco, and Japan punctuate her collection like so many inner territories. In India, when I discovered natural stones, it was almost mystical, she says. This was the starting point for a line of fine gold plated silver jewelry that dialogues with a more accessible line in bronze and synthetic stones. Contemporary and rebellious creations, talismans of self-affirmation and freedom. Physically, Livia embodies this universe. She has the look of a rock bimba, her hands covered with rings stacked like amulets, her nails painted in psychedelic colors and eyeliner that highlights her large feline eyes. The jeweler lives and works in Monteverdi Vecchio, on the heights of the Gianiculum, in the family palazzo built by her great-grandparents. Her workshop is on the ground floor, where an all-female team is hard at work. Each piece of jewelry is handmade using the ancient lost wax process, a meticulous casting technique that requires tremendous patience and skill. When she is not pouring her boundless energy into her creations, she shares her free-spirited craft approach at the European Institute of Design as part of the master's program in jewelry design. With the same passion, Livia is opening her first boutique this spring in the central and historic Monti district. This is a new step for Woody Jewels, whose loyal customers have until now only known the address of the workshops, the website, and a handful of retailers throughout Italy. The processes remain unchanged, as she explained in her Ode to Imperfection on Instagram. Each piece of jewelry is unique, and overproduction will never be an option. Another person, the Marseille-born sinologist, now in his 30s, moved to the Italian capital in 2024 after many years of traveling back and forth between the two cities in a natural progression, like a thread connecting two places that understand each other. In Marseille, he has built a solid reputation after 9 years at L'Épicerie, L'Ideal, a local institution. He pushed the door for an enology internship, but quickly made sure he was irreplaceable in the dining room. An enthusiastic guide, he leads customers to taste to engage their senses. Wine is his common language, human contact his driving force. Italy is not a late discovery for Jeremy. There was the language he chose to learn from middle school. Then, in his 20s, deep and loyal friendships with Romans living in Anguillara, a village on the shores of Lake Bracciano, where he continues to return every summer. His path could have taken a different turn. Chemistry, selling churros on the beach, import-export, These are all facets of a curious personality driven by a desire to learn. And then there are his roots in his family's Vietnamese restaurant. I grew up in the kitchen. It leaves its mark. But in the end, it's wine and the human contact that allowed him to fully express himself. When he arrived in Rome, he met French chef Arturo Francino, who had just left the Villa Medici. Together they took over Roma Bottega for a few months. In this small store, buffalo milk from the Maremma region is used to make mozzarella, aged cheeses, and even ice cream. Rumors spread at the place was constantly full. One season led to another, and connections multiplied. Jeremy explored the Lazio area, befriended winemakers, harvested grapes and bottled wine, always with passion and sincerity. Today he works at Amelina, near Campo de Fiori, the kingdom of Pizzetta, an 18 centimeter diameter pizza cooked in a pan. His role, Austin, master of the house and of the wine list, faithful to his approach, precise, generous, never blink. Between Rome and Marseille, he lists the many similarities: pride on belonging, the chaos of the city, the quarter of an hour of lateness allowed, stress-free living, good weather, and above all, authenticity that takes precedence over everything else. With the Romans, as with the people of Marseille, you have to do things with your heart, especially in places of conviviality, even the simplest ones. Otherwise, they won't forgive you.